I don't want to say they own the Oklahoma City Thunder, but damn it, folks, they might just own them. I mean, they just might. They win 121-115 against the Thunder. As I mentioned earlier, the Thunder have 8 losses this season. 3 of them are against the Dallas Mavericks. 3 losses at home. They're 20-3 at home. 2 of those losses are against the Dallas Mavericks. Interestingly enough, the Mavs are 3-1 this year against the Oklahoma City Thunder. 3-0 when Luka plays, 1-0 when Luka doesn't. What does that mean? Nothing really. You have to add context to these games. The 3 Mavs wins, Chet and Hartenstein were both out, right? So Chet and Hartenstein were both out. You have to add that. You just do. It's important context. But of course, what are we supposed to say about that when the Mavericks were without 7 rotational players last night and have been one of the most injured teams in the entire NBA so far this season? So the injury excuse kind of, it wears thin on me. It rings hollow when it's coming from a team other than the Dallas Mavericks. What an impressive game from this Mavs team. PJ Washington, 22 points, 19 rebounds, should have had 20. 22 and 19. That's what PJ Washington finished this game with. 22 points and 19 rebounds. Unbelievable stat line. His dominance over the Oklahoma City Thunder continues. If we were to look at PJ Washington's career stats against the Thunder, obviously his career high came against the Oklahoma City Thunder last year, I believe, while he was on the Charlotte Hornets. While he was on the Charlotte Hornets, he dropped 43 points. Was this a year ago? Oh, that was against the Jazz. That was 2 years ago, where he dropped 43 points against the Oklahoma City Thunder while he was a member of the Charlotte Hornets. 19 rebounds last night, career high for him against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then, of course, the dominant performance in the playoffs last year. What are his stats in the games against the Thunder so far this season? Let's see. He's averaging, where are they? 21 points, 14 rebounds per game against the Thunder. 69% true shooting in 3 games. Wow. 22 and 14. And there's obviously some matchup stuff there for him, right? They're smaller. PJ mentioned this in the post-game presser. They're smaller. He can post up. He can drive and attack some of these smaller players. And he uses that size to his advantage, obviously. But there's something else. There's an added factor here. There's something mental there. He's also shooting 53% from 3 against them this season. There is a mental thing there. He sees red whenever he sees the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's just it. He sees red. It turns on for him. Something clicks. He gets going. He's one of these players that absolutely feeds off of energy. He feeds off of negative energy. And really, when you're trying to win, you need that. You need a guy like that on your team. Absolutely. Last year in the playoffs, obviously 17 points, 8 rebounds, shot 47% from 3 against the Thunder. He was incredible. Incredible in that series. He feeds off the negative energy. He feeds off the booze. He feeds off of the chippiness. And make no mistake about it, this rivalry is very, very real. It extends. There are rivalries in the NBA where the fan bases hate each other. But the teams don't really. I think about the Nuggets and the Sixers, for example. Cross conference, you only play each other twice a year. Kind of hard to have a rivalry in that sense. But the fans get at it. The fans hate each other. Nothing but respect across the teams, right? This is a serious rivalry. The fans don't like each other. That goes without being said. The teams do not like each other. And it's just going to continue. What makes this better is obviously the Mavs won the playoffs last year, but they've also beat them 3 times this year. So you just know. That the Mavs are the Thunder are going to be ready if these teams meet in the playoffs. It's going to be chippy. There's going to be ejections. There's going to be fights. There was an ejection last night. Dort. Someone said 7 of the last 12 OKC losses have been in the Mavs. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. That's actually nuts. That is actually crazy. Last night, TNT crew after the Boston LA game was trying to convince us that was the biggest rivalry in the NBA. I mean, Boston Lakers, Celtics Lakers is historically the biggest rivalry in the league. It hasn't had the same punch. It's hard cross conference. You have to meet in the finals regularly. Like Lakers and Cavs and Warriors was a great rivalry. Why? They met in the fucking finals every year for 5 years. Half a decade. Half a decade pretty much of Cavs Warriors. That's a rivalry. You tuned in. They played regular season game, that iconic Christmas Day game. They play a regular season game, you tune in, right? Lakers and Celtics used to play each other all the time in the finals. You don't really see that much anymore. There hasn't even been a team that's made back-to-back finals since the Warriors. Isn't that crazy to think about? A team, forget like winning back-to-back finals. A team has not gone to the finals 2 years in a row since the Warriors. In a league that oftentimes gets shit on for not having a lot of parity, has actually had more parity than any other American sport. I can't speak to hockey. I don't know. Any of the real big 3 American sports in the 2020s. Baseball, I feel like, has next to no parity right now. NFL, everyone always talks about the NFL parity. NFL has no parity whatsoever. That's the biggest misconception that there is. NFL has no parity. None. Why do I say that? You have a good quarterback, congratulations, you're in the mix. You have a bad quarterback, you have no fucking chance. All right, thank you. I watch hockey and everyone hates each other, but there's no real rivalries. I'll take your word for it. Last team to make back-to-back Western Conference Finals. There haven't been many. The Mavs are the only team to make it twice in the last 4 years. So I think maybe in the decade. 2020 Conference Finals was the Lakers Trailblazers. 2021 Conference Finals, that was the year the Bucks won, was Suns Clippers. 2022 was Mavs Warriors. 2023 Nuggets Lakers. Was that the conference finals? Oh wait, 2020 was Denver, wasn't it? 2020 was Denver, not Portland. I don't know why I said Portland. 2020 was Denver. Portland played the Lakers in round 1. And then last year, obviously, it was Mavs and Timberwolves. That's a lot. That's a lot of different teams. That's actually kind of crazy when you think about it. I always forget that the Lakers made the conference finals in 2023. Yeah. Chiefs repeated last year, but they were the first team to repeat since the Patriots in 02 and 03. It just feels like the same teams are in the mix every year in the NFL. Can you admit Jokic is overrated? He's literally doing the same thing Luka did last year, but is getting glazed. So I mentioned this last night on Locked On. I don't... It was when Shea dropped his 50-piece, Nick was kind of joking, like, are we going to hear the media how bad defense is? And I was like, I hope we don't, because I didn't want them to talk about that with Luka last year. And they did, and I thought it was the lamest shit. I was saying Luka's praises last year when he had an unbelievable season, should have won MVP. So if somebody's having a similar season, I'm going to sing their praises as well, because I just did it last year. Unk, did you ban me? No, I didn't. You're still here, Kelly Olynyk guy. But anyways, so PJ just sees red whenever he sees this lineup. And I want to give a shout out. Kessler Edwards in the starting lineup. This would be a fun like little trivia question down the line. Kessler Edwards starting a game for the Dallas Mavericks in their Western Conference title defense season. What's up with him with the 3-ball? Was never like a great 3-point shooter, but used to shoot them like somewhat frequently with the Nets. Pretty decent percentage. Nearly 3 a game. Why is he like Ben Simmons level from 3 now? Like, doesn't even look at the rim. What's up with that? Rookie season, nearly three three-point attempts a game on 35%. I mean, not a great percentage. Yeah, he got the yips. I thought he gave the Mavs some pretty solid minutes last night, though. I will give him that. Gafford played really well again for the Mavericks. He's really stepped up in a major way. Kyrie, I thought, was awesome in this game. 24 points, 8 of 17. I thought he was fantastic. Dinwiddie, this is why you got to live with the Dinwiddie shitters. And it really sucks when he has the shitters. And when he's in the process of having the shitters, you say to yourself, I'm done with this guy. I can't handle this experience any longer. Yeah, but then that's exactly it. He's not scared. He's not shy. You do need guys like that. And then one of the bigger stories for the Mavs. Well, shout out to Quentin Grimes. It was kind of looking like maybe I need to take that video down about Quentin Grimes. 0 points going in the fourth quarter. 9 points in the fourth. Big. Hit a couple huge threes. But our boy Omax, 14 points. 4 of 6 from the field. 1 of 2 from deep. 5 of 9 from the free throw line. Got to clean that up. But Omax, this is what a season from hell could produce. Right? This is what a season from hell could lead to. Is guys getting put in having opportunities they otherwise wouldn't. Taking advantage of that and really developing. Again, taking advantage of opportunities they otherwise would not have. So Omax, it's good to see. His energy level's great. His effort on the boards is incredible. 2 offensive rebounds. I mean, how many times do the Mavs miss a shot? And Omax is down there tipping the ball up, battling for rebounds, and they lead to defensive rebounds. But just in that effort, crashing the glass, in that effort, fighting for rebounds, your defense has time to get back and get set. That's important stuff. He's got to be aggressive when he has his moments. If he's going to have big minutes here, hey, 20 minutes for Omax is a lot. You just got to tell him, be aggressive. If you're open, shoot it. If you have a driving lane, drive. Don't be scared. Don't pass out. Get going. You're on the court for a reason. You're in the NBA for a reason. Shoot that. Give all Maxi's minutes to Omax. I thought Maxi was great last night too, by the way. I thought he was actually really good. I'm becoming a little bit of a Maxi defender. Not that I think he's great or anything. If the Mavs could trade him at the trade deadline and upgrade somewhere, great, do it. But you guys should respect him a little bit more. I'm not saying you guys, but the Maxi haters. He plays his ass off. He really does. And I have to be honest because we're about to talk about Pooh Dork. He's got a little dirty streak in him now. He's got a little dirty streak. He had that illegal screen on J-Dub. He put his elbow into his ribs. He knew exactly what he was fucking doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. But Maxi, in 19 minutes, 4 assists. This is really one of the best playmaking stretches of his career. Maxi's completely fine as a player. Completely fine. So let's talk about the Thunder. J-Dub had 33. He was awesome in this game. I mean, he's really fucking good. Shea had 31. He's going to give you 31. I think Bibbs maybe said it. I said it after the game as well on Locked On. That is one of the criticisms of Shea. A very strange criticism. But you need 30 points, he's giving you 30 points. You need 40 points, he's probably giving you 30 points. Now, that hasn't necessarily been true so far this season. And this was coming off a game where he just had a career high, 50 points. First time he had 50 in his career. And to be fair, a lot of that was late in the game. Mavs were conceding layups, basically, to try and avoid fouling or giving up threes. And Shea just kind of put up a ton of points in that little stretch. I still don't feel J-Dub's presence even when he scores. I do. I mean, late in games, tough buckets are the name of the game. J-Dub from mid-range is pretty lethal. You do feel it. Lou Dort gets ejected from this game, a flagrant 2. 23 minutes. Just on some absolute bullshit, man. This guy's my least favorite player in the league, straight up. Straight up my least favorite player in the league. I'm not a fan of a single fucking thing he does. His antics are out of control. And look, it does feel, Istok pointed this out today, it does feel like somebody called, we talked about this when the Mavs played the Thunder a few days ago. Lou Dort got called for that flopping tech immediately. And I mentioned, I was like, it feels like the Cavs might have called the league office or something because they gave him that flopping tech immediately. It felt like somebody might have called the league office, a team, and be like, hey, can you monitor Lou Dort, please? Can you monitor Lou Dort? This shit he's doing is unbelievable. And I was telling this to one of my friends who's a Thunder fan. We were talking last night. He was getting a little upset because I was straight up like, I fucking can't stand Lou Dort. I hate him. But can't stand Lou Dort. But I was kind of saying, man, when the Thunder start getting good, and I mean, they are good. They're a great team now. But when they start getting in playoff series, the more casual fan base becomes more acclimated to them. And just naturally, the more exposed you are, the more you're on national TV, the more you're in the playoffs, the deeper you go, the more fans get familiar with you, the less you're going to be liked. No team stays that, oh, look, you just got to love this team forever. No team stays that way. Think about the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs in 2016 were, oh, man, what a great story. The lovable loser Cubs are finally winning. And that felt like, this was when I was like really following the MLB. That shit was gone immediately. And they were like no longer a likable team, really. It's going to happen for the Thunder. I don't think people are going to like the Thunder. I don't think people are going to like Lou Dort. I think people are going to get annoyed as fuck by Dagnall. I don't think people are going to like him. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. That means you're good. I mean, kicking his leg out on a screen. Jesus. The flop right here. Which, was there a push off? I saw Thunder fans. He pushed off. You guys don't want these push offs called. Everyone pushes off. Okay? Everyone does. I mean, man, physically, how is that even possible? That defies the laws of physics. And then this play right here, unbelievably dirty. He did this to Derek Lively last year as well. I mean, there's no defending that whatsoever. Very dirty play. Very, very dirty play. SGA uses his shoulder more than a straight push off, but very dirty play. I mean, potentially a felony. That might put you, if depending on the context, that could put you on a list. Seriously. But this is what a rivalry is all about right here. We don't like it. We don't like them. We don't like them. And look, I get it. Like, I saw Mavs fans on Twitter like, how could Thunder fans defend this guy? Because they're Thunder fans, man. Like, what are you talking about? Of course they're going to defend him. Thunder fans hate PJ Washington. Why do they hate PJ when they have Dort on their team? Because he fucking kills them. Of course they're going to hate PJ. None of that's weird to me. That's what makes a rivalry great. Of course. No, I hated Zaza Pachulia, but that's different. Of course, they're going to defend Lou Dort. Of course, they're going to hate PJ. And to be fair, I more so saw Thunder fans defending that flop on Kyrie versus Thunder fans defending the. There's really no defending this. Like, if a player on your team does this, what do you even say? It's like that's a dumbass play. We witnessed sexual assault last night. Like the Nas Reed for us. Yeah, so I was actually thinking that exact comparison today. Or I was trying to think what a comparison for the Mavs for PJ Washington would be. And it is like Nas Reed. But then the added, let's say the Timberwolves beat the Mavs in the playoffs last year, and Naz Reid was like talking shit and like standing over guys and shoving some guys every now and then. That would be the equivalent, basically. Miles Turner, yeah, but it's an added, like, a player who is a good player, but just turns to another level against us, has beaten us, and has talked shit the entire time. That's the equivalent. So, Desmond Bane, I don't think there's like a really great comparison. Naz Reid was the one I was thinking of. Or if the Mavs lost to the Timberwolves and Naz Reid was talking shit, that would have been it, really. But a great win for the Mavs, man. I mean, just when you think you're out, they pull you right back in, huh?